It's your boy Reggie T with another episode of the 7 P's of Life to a Renewed Mind. Hey, listen, family, we got to get into this. I know you seen my thumbnail. Yeah, I got my top 5 reasons why relationships go toxic after the child is born. Yeah, 5 top reasons why relationships go toxic after the child is born. It's deep, I understand that, and it's wicked. But this is what we're going through, family. This is what we're going through on an everyday basis. This is the reason why I have this channel called The Renewal of the Mind. I give you my top 5 in one tick. Okay, family. Now look, in reality, these top 5 reasons why the relationship went toxic after the child was born, it was already toxic. The fact was, the toxicity was insidious, meaning they didn't know it was there. They didn't realize it. And the reason why they didn't realize it is because of these top 5 things. Okay? First reason, family, is they had no communication in a relationship. Okay? No communication. You know, you don't know what he wants. He really don't know what you want. But what we see in each other is the honeymoon stages. You know, this is what they call before, you know, when you first get married, you get the honeymoon stage. Or when you're getting ready to date a person, it's the honeymoon stage first. And then it's the stage where, you know, things get kind of tight. And then it's the stage where, oh, we still going to be together now? So, you know, right now, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's the honeymoon stage and everything is sweet because they're thinking the 5 top things is, number 1, they have no communication. You gotta have some kind of communication. If they had any type of communication, their relationship would never went toxic after their child was born. Okay, period. The relationship would have stayed where it was supposed to be, even after the child was born. So number 1, they had no communication. Number 2, when they first started looking at each other in this honeymoon stage, they're not looking at each other as, oh, not just the fact that she looked good or she's fine, but the fact that I'm kind of lusting for her and she's kind of lusting for me. So now y'all done made the second mistake. Y'all lusting for one another. You know what leads to that when she started lusting for another? You start laying down one another. Okay? That's number 2. Number 3, neither one of you have no kind of spiritual guidance. Period. Neither one of you have no spiritual guidance. And if you have any spiritual guidance, you're not thinking about it at the moment, because at the moment when y'all in this honeymoon stage, everything is sweet. You're loving everything about one another. And that's crazy, because how can you love everything about one another when you don't even know one another, because you haven't even communicated? That's how the insidious happens. You know, you think you're doing all these things, but you're not. The 4th thing is you're already carrying baggage from the past relationship. But because of no communication, no one knows about the past relationships. Okay? No one knows about the past relationship. And number 5, he didn't want no child. Because if he really wanted a child, the relationship wouldn't be toxic. But you wouldn't know that because y'all never communicated. So because you never communicated, which is the number 1 reason, because you lust for one another, because you have no spiritual guidance, you know what I'm saying? And through the fact that both y'all got past baggage that you never communicated on in the very, very beginning, because you're still thinking about the lust, which is the honeymoon stage. So now, here it is, you didn't communicate, you're lusting over one another, so now you're having unprotected sex. And on top of that, now you have no spiritual guidance about this, and you bring your baggage into this relationship. And number 5, now he's talking about he never wanted a baby. Which he never communicated that to you because you never communicated that to him. So now all this is a top 5 mess. These things that were the reason why your relationship ended up being toxic are also the same things that if you had done in the very, very beginning, your relationship would have never been toxic. If you had first communicated with one another, find out what each other's interest is, find out what you want to do with your life. You didn't do none of that. You had no conversations of any of that. And y'all did the number 2, excuse me for those out there that are listening to this, but sex. You gotta leave that alone. Because once you give your body to him and once he give your body to you, y'all have given each other's spirit. And now things are really being confused. Because now y'all done had sex several times and now she's pregnant. Now things about to hit the fan. Things was cool as long as y'all was dating each other and y'all was getting some and you was giving him some and y'all was having this old honky donkey time. Now a child is born. Now he wanted to be a deadbeat dad because he off the rip talking about he don't want no kids. Instead of manning up and doing what he's supposed to do. And then here you is being a mother of a child that you also are not married and having sex that you weren't supposed to be having. Now you mad at him because he's not doing what you expect him to do. But if you had to talk to him and try to figure something out, what kind of future he had going on for him, or maybe you had kept your legs closed for a good while. Find out who you laying down with. Maybe you wouldn't have no child. Maybe you wouldn't even be in this situation. Those are my top 5 things why relationships become toxic after the child is born. Because from the very, very beginning, neither one of you are thinking. Neither one of you are thinking. I know this because I'm one that's been in this same situation before myself. I'm only talking about what I know. And it's a lot of you out there that are going through that same situation right now. Right now, as I'm speaking, you are going through baby mama and baby daddy dramas. Now you find out that the guy that you laid down with, you never communicated with, he got 3 other kids. By 3 other baby mamas. And now you done found out because they didn't contacted you. Now you got problems. What sense does that make? What sense does it make when you calling this man, asking this man to do the things that he's supposed to do for his, and he's not doing a damn thing for him because in his eyesight, that ain't none of his. In his eyesight, you've been having sex with other people. Yeah, he moved the cow away. But you allowed that. You, the woman, you allowed that. Unless that man didn't brainwash you, or he pimping you, or he didn't rape you, or he didn't did something that's beyond your will, you allowed that. If it's nothing of those things that I just said, then you allow that. I'm not talking about nobody taking advantage of you or taking you. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about you allowing someone to be in your life insidiously, not telling you nothing about himself. All he doing is laying down. And you know what? You just as fault because that's all you wanted to was to lay down. Now y'all got a child. Now he go to pattern. The child grows up and he repeats the same thing. Or she repeats the same thing. Because neither one of them have parents that's going to teach them, hey, this is what I did and this is wrong. In order for you to not have a toxic relationship, because from the very, very beginning, the relationship became toxic when you didn't even know it, because like I said, it was insidious. It was undercover. You didn't know it until it was too late. Now you got a baby, probably 2, by the same guy that you claim ain't nothing to you. Now you find out after the fact that he got 3 other baby mamas. Well, you could have found that out before the fact. But because you lusted, not communicating, bringing other baggage into your relationship, and not using your spiritual guidance to teach you and help you along the way, what if you have any at all. Look, I'm just gonna keep it 100. Okay, family, I'm just gonna keep it all the way 100 with you. What I am getting tired of is seeing my young sisters and some of my older sisters being used and abused by men who've been used and abused. The only reason why that man misused you and abused you is because he's been misused and abused. And that's all he knows. Hurt hurts hurt. Hurt wants to hurt. That's all hurt want to do. Hurt don't want to do nothing but hurt the next thing. Now here you go. You got baggage from that past relationship. You bringing that baggage into another relationship. You ain't communicating with this man. The problem is you're doing too much by out here having sex. It's too much fornication going on. I'm just going to keep it all the way 100. I know I was a fornicator, so I know. You're talking to a ex-fornicator. Okay? My child was brought into this world on fornication. Me and his mama wasn't married. It's too much of that going on in the world. And family, we need to chill with it. Because our kids are growing up without parents. Our kids are growing up without home training. Our kids are growing up without any spiritual guidance. Our kids are growing up with no kind of home training. Now, me personally, because of my past experience and the things that I've done that was totally wrong, you know, I didn't raise my baby boy. I've been blessed. I raised him the best of my abilities. And I wasn't 100% right with him. It was a lot of mistakes that I made. But thanks to the grace of God, he became the man that I wanted him to be. He's a married man. He's an entrepreneur. His wife is an entrepreneur. They got 4 kids, and that was a remade marriage because she already had 2 kids. So that was a what's the word I want to use? Already made family. He came into an already made family. She had 2 kids already. He gave her 2 boys. And I love all 4 of them. They're my grandbabies. He became that man that I knew he could become. The point I'm trying to make is we need to be accountable and responsible as elders to teach our kids right and pray that they follow the right path. We can't be giving up on them. And as long as we keep doing this type of stuff, getting into toxic relationships and having kids out of toxic relationships, our kids are not going to be right. They're going to grow up seeing the stuff that you're going through. I know for a fact. That's why I said, through the grace of God, that my son didn't become that man that I did not want him to be. Because me and his mama, like I told you, I fornicated. Me and his mama weren't married. You know what I'm saying? We lived under the same roof. I got her pregnant. She had her already made family. She had her son already. You know what I'm saying? I got her pregnant, and I blended in, and we gonna be a blended family. And I did my best to try to make that work. But she had other plans. But see, that was my fault because I did not communicate. In the beginning, when I seen my son's mother, I'm thinking about lust. I'm thinking about not communicating at all. I ain't thinking about my spirituality that I grew up with. I'm not thinking about any of that. I'm not thinking about some of my past baggage that I'm bringing into this relationship with her. I'm not thinking about none of that. And we was together off and on from the time a little bit before my son was born till my son became, 4 years old, and then we finally separated. But the point of the matter is, being in a toxic relationship is dangerous. I'm just going to give you the story. because I see now this is story time. So I just need to run this down to you. And the reason why I'm saying that these are my top 5. We did not communicate in the beginning of our relationship. Because we didn't communicate, you know what I'm saying, she pretty much, did what she wanted to do. We're not together because she cheated on me. We're not together because I came home from work and seen her in the crib with another man, having sex in our bed with another man. Now, you can't get no toxic than that. And our son is born. At the time, he's 4 years old. That was the that was the straw that broke the camel's back right there for me. It's not like we didn't have problems before, but it's like it seemed like I didn't want to learn. So God keep putting nuggets on top of my head, bro. This is not for you. This is not for you. Get out this relationship. And it took that for me to walk away from that relationship. Number 1, no communication. Number 2, lusting for the body, want nothing but sex. Number 3, ain't using the spirituality to guide me like he's supposed to. And number 4, I got a whole bunch of baggage that I'm bringing on with the situation. And number 5, I did want a child, but I didn't realize he was gonna come like that. But I did man up. I didn't leave my son. I stayed there with him to the day. I stayed there with him. I stayed there with him for 4 years until I couldn't stay there no more. And then from there, I still stayed in his life each and every day. But the point is, if I had did these 4 things, because for me, the 5th thing I wanted. But the 5th reason is a lot of guys out there don't even want no babies. All they want to do is have sex. I wasn't one of those guys. But the first 4 things, no communication, lusting for it. I was in the honeymoon stage. It was good. We was having sex and doing our thing. I was happy. But she was giving me signs that this relationship was toxic, and I just ignored it. So my point is, ladies, gentlemen, make up your mind what you want to do before you start laying down having sex and bringing children into the world. Because I see a lot of you out there with children, and you ought to be ashamed of yourself. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. And I understand. You got a lot of men out there that ain't with you. A lot of you out there that got 3 and 4 kids, all of them got different daddies. You're not thinking. This is the reason why I have this channel. This is the reason why I preach the renewal of the mind. We can't get into these things, family. We have to think. We have to be more responsible for our children. We got to be more responsible towards one another. But this is going on all over the world. These toxic relationships is getting so bad that people are ending up dead. And now the children's without parents. Like in my case. If it don't be for the grace of God, I would have killed my son's mother. And I'd have been in jail for the rest of my life. And she'd have been dead, and my son and his brother would have been without a mama. That's how dangerous it is being toxic and being in a toxic relationship. You got men out here, you got women out here just as crazy as men. Y'all having sex with one another, y'all giving each other's, giving one to another, each other, spirit. Y'all just don't know how serious that is. Having sex with one another is a serious thing. You be talking about, well, I don't want no relationship. I don't want both of y'all. I've been in those type of relationships too. Oh, I don't know, I just want to do one, two. And then you find out either I'm in fell in love or either she didn't fell in love. And now it's like, we got to leave this alone because I ain't trying to do all that. Or she wanted to tell me, hey, because I've been on both sides of that story. So family, my five top things to be aware of in a toxic relationship. Please, you must communicate. No communication brings toxicity. Lust, having sex brings toxicity. No spiritual guidance brings toxicity. Bringing in past luggage, past experiences, past baggage brings toxicity. And either one of you not even wanting a child. Because just because I said that on the man's side, there's women that a man have gotten them pregnant and they don't want it. I done seen a lot of women get abortions without the man even knowing it. So family, those are my top 5. And if those top 5 fit you, then I suggest you need to do something about that. You need to change that. You need to renew your mind. Whatever that may take. For me, it's prayer. First and foremost. You need help getting rid of that fornication that's in you. All of us do. I'm a happily married man for 30 years. And faithful. And if I can do it, anybody can. But the point of the matter is, just watch yourself, family. That's dangerous. And it's dangerous for that child. Because the one who ends up getting hurt in the long run is the child. The child ain't asked for none of this. And then that child grows up, and then the cycle starts all over again. Listen to what I'm trying to tell you, family. Listen to what I'm trying to tell you. All I'm trying to do is let you know facts. All I do is give you real talk. And all I want you to do, family, is renew your minds. This your boy, Reggie T. And thank you for joining me with another episode of the 7 P's of Life to Renew Mind. If you need your mind renewed, start off by having a relationship with the Most High God. If you don't know how to have a relationship with Him, start with a prayer. If you don't know how to pray, start by thanking Him. Being grateful for whatever little bit you have. Because if you're watching me right now, then He's already give you His grace to see another day. He gave you your health and your strength, and He's putting you in your right mind. So family, I'm out. Until the next time, this your boy, Reggie T. And all I'm going to do is give you the real. And that's facts. Real talk, family. Renew your mind.